If you want to go do something and go play, like that's why we live in Steamboat. So it's life first and work later. I would rather spend one lifetime with you than face all the ages of this earth alone.
Welcome to Stout Conversations, where every week we sit down with creative thinkers in the craft beer industry and beyond. Your hosts, Ken and April, live and work in a 24-foot RV, traveling the country in search of great stories around a great beer. This week, Ken talks with Rob, head brewer at Storm Peak Brewing Company in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and more importantly, a self-proclaimed ski bum. While the ski bum in him brought him to Steamboat, it is the beer and the community that keeps him there. Maybe there are some friends on powder days.
All right, so we're here. I actually didn't get your last name. Rob
Schwarz.
Yeah. Schwartz?
Schwarz.
Schwarz?
I say Schwarz, yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to call you Rob.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
We're at Storm Peak Brewing
in
Steamboat Springs, Colorado. So how long have you been here at Storm Peak?
I've been here, it'll be 2 years in December, so I'm going on 6 years of brewing in the industry. Before this, I had a food science bachelor's degree with an emphasis in brewing from UC Davis.
Okay.
And
so you knew how to brew before?
I mean, it's all relative because it's education.
Did you homebrew?
A tiny bit at the end of it and after college, but
just because you can't afford to buy beer in college, so you brew
a little bit, and you're messing around. It's fun to mess around in the kitchen.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, but then I did the food science thing for a little bit, and it just wasn't jiving. So I hit up my old TA at school and and he was able to get me a foot in the door for interning at Lagunitas for a month.
Oh, wow.
And that was a lot of cool experience. That was my first real industry experience where you're putting tri-clamps on and sanitizing things, and scrubbing and squeegeeing a lot.
All the rock star brewer stuff.
Yeah. So you're sitting there in school learning about alpha amylase and what's its ideal temperature, and then you go to start getting experience, and it's like, scrub that, clean this, pour acid in that.
Yeah.
So you get more real world application,
right.
And you start to see it, and that was fun. And then I actually did not come to Steamboat to brew. I just came here to ski bum, and I was in another transition period. Found out that a brewery was opening, and started working.
So you brewed at another local brewery here, and for a few years.
Yeah, I brewed
that
it
before you came on to Storm Peak.
Yeah, that's right. I brewed at Butcher Knife Brewing for about 4 years, and then found an opportunity here, and they were just a few months into their recent expansion on the now 20-barrel system. Before that, it was a 7-barrel system.
Okay.
And
it's a big expansion.
Yeah, and they were ready for somebody else to help in the back, because before that it was just the owner Wyatt really doing all the brewing. One of the guys in the taproom was helping him out 1 or 2 days a week in the back, but he was ready to have somebody with a little bit of experience and a full-time commitment to be brewing in the backs, and the timing was perfect. So
yeah, I'm sure with that kind of expansion, that as the owner and the brewer, you need some help somewhere, because you can't do everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So did you come in as head brewer when you came in, or how?
Yeah,
how did
but
that
I think it's funny too, because it was head brewer of none. So
yeah.
So he was still very.
You came in as the brewer.
Yeah, I came in
because he didn't want to brew anymore. He wanted to run the business.
Yeah, he wanted to pass those responsibilities off to me, and he was still happy to fill in where needed on days where we were doing a double brew day or something like that. So he was still very helpful, but ready to be able to pass off the responsibility and the workload and help and be able to work more on the admin side for himself.
Well, and now just it hasn't been but a couple years, and it's not just you lone wolf anymore. It's now 3 of you, right?
Yeah, that's
3
right.
Brewers?
Aleyna is brewing, and also we're trying to get her to dive more into the QA/QC side as that expands, as we're expanding, because we want to make sure that we're standing behind the beer we're putting out. So that risk mitigation, the QC, and the checks that we're doing on the QA side are really an important part of that. So that, and then we've got Chris, who's also helping us out and kind of being a cellar person, and those duties, and just being able to take on more responsibility so that we can constantly improve our quality, be able to improve our processes, and still be making the beer itself. So.
Well, yeah, and like you're a 20-barrel brew house, but you just added a 60-barrel fermenter, right?
That's right, yeah.
Which that's a huge commitment. I mean, that's a lot of beer to make at one time.
Absolutely.
60 barrels is I can't do the math fast enough in my head, but I think that's close to almost 2,000 gallons. Right?
Yeah, I just rounded to 2,000 gallons for folks. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about as fast as I can do the math. It's like ish.
Yeah, I mean with the overage that we do when we brew, because we're usually knocking out about 22 barrels per batch. Because ideally we're packaging 20-ish barrels off of a batch. So when we brew, we'd like to knock out a little bit more work so that we're accounting for those losses down the road. And that comes back to that process improvement too, where we're looking back at our batches and figuring and dialing in our processes and getting things so that we're able to account for those losses and produce exactly what we want every time.
So you said you came here to Steamboat, not to the brewery, to Steamboat, to be a ski bum. What happened to the ski bum green?
Oh, we still do it. I mean, that's the beauty. That comes back to the one of the benefits of working here is even when I started in December of 2017, and so right off the bat it'd be like, hey, there's kind of a lot of snow on the mountain. Wyatt, do you mind if I take a few hours and instead of starting the brew at 9, I'm going to start at 12 and I'll just work later? And he's like, yeah, I don't care. Like, you don't have to text me. Just go. I'll see you when I see you. And it was like, cool. That's awesome. So it's been that way the whole time. He's never like taken that back or been like, oh, I really didn't mean that. Like he's like happy. If you want to go do something and go play, like that's why we live in Steamboat. So it's life first and work later. And anytime say something happens where somebody like accidentally left a valve open on the brew house and dumped an extra barrel or something.
Yeah, there's no videos like that out there going viral right now.
But say something like that happens, like the beauty of it is he comes in as the owner, the guy who is feeling that cost, right? And says, it's only beer. Like his approach to it is like, don't sweat it. You won't do it again. You learn the hard way. And I feel the same way where, if Aleyna or Chris make a mistake, it's like, it sucks that you couldn't learn the easy way and you had to learn the hard way, but at the same time, like, you probably won't do it again. So
I like that you have a boss that he's probably the guy on the gondola that you're texting. Yeah, I'm right behind you.
Yeah.
He's probably up there as well.
Don't text me. Yeah, I'm already there. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So is that really like why you've decided to stay out in Steamboat, or?
Originally it was my wife got a great job. My now wife got a great job in town, and that kept us here for a little longer. And I was like, wow, this town's pretty cool. And then I find a brewing job, and it's like, hey, I've got something to keep me here as well. And then this job has been above and beyond what I could have hoped for. And like I said, Wyatt, the main owner, treats us right and makes it so I don't need to find a way to get out of here and make a living. I'm making a living here, and we've made a lot of good connections and roots in Steamboat too. It's a great town. It's a nice community where it's small enough that if I go somewhere in town for any meaningful amount of time and don't see somebody I know, it's weird.
That's got to be weird because like we were out at the there's a big end of summer concert here in Steamboat, and April and I were there with Aleyna last night, and I imagine you were probably there.
I was there,
because I think everybody in Steamboat was there.
People like joke it's the town meeting. You go there and you're just like, hey.
Yeah, everybody was bumping into everybody else and just, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
I mean, and honestly, that's something that means a lot more, I think, for the lifestyle that we live. We live in our RV and travel around all over the place, but we always come back home, and the relationships are important. Mm-hmm. And I think something that's always appealed to us is Colorado's mountain towns, and I think it's because you have those relationships that are more important than like, yeah, maybe you could at some point take the skills you've learned at Butcher Knife and here at Storm Peak and like maybe get hired at a Lagunitas or a big brewery in some other place, but then you have to consider what's the trade-off.
Absolutely.
And there's a big trade-off when you leave a community like Steamboat.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the powder days, you know.
That's
I mean,
there's the brown powder days too for mountain biking.
Exactly, you know? and that's a funny thing. It's like people laugh, but if you've ever experienced a powder day on skis or a snowboard or a brown powder day on a mountain bike, it's hard to trade that for money.
Absolutely, you got one of those perfect rides, perfect days. I mean, it's a nice feeling, and then to be able to just, well, I'm going to work now. Yeah. I guess I'll go do some stuff.
Well, and you can take that time and go do that, and then come into work later, and you have a boss that appreciates that.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
Like not even allows it, but supports it.
Yeah, I mean that in and of itself is worth gold right there. Yeah, that's. You know,
those
I don't even know how to put it in money.
No, I get it. Because I worked. One of the jobs I had was an hour commute each way, and otherwise it was a pretty good job, but. Except for being on the computer and just like I wasn't happy, and now I get to I can ride the bus here in 15 minutes if I want a free bus, or bike here in 15 minutes, or drive here in 10. Yeah. And the mountain is 5 minutes the other direction from my house. Like it's all in town. Like
there's like mountains every direction. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Or the Yampa River.
Yeah. I mean, some people may call them hills, but they do just fine for us. So.
I'd call them mountains.
Yeah.
We've been to Alabama. These are our brand is Living a Stout Life. Mm-hmm. And one thing that we like to ask everybody is, what is your idea of living a stout life? We have our opinion, our idea, because it's not just beer. But
well, what's your idea of living a stout life?
Our idea of living a stout life. It's okay. I could do this.
Topsy-turvy.
Our idea of living a stout life is basically living with intention, and exploring and making the most of every day, and doing the things you want to do. You know, meet new. For us, it's meet new people, travel a lot, see new places, but still embrace the family and friends that we're really close to.
Yeah.
So that's something that we embrace.
I mean, in Steamboat, we're living and having fun with all the people we love out here, and from the ranches where you can get your locally sourced meat, from the cows that are eating the grain, the spent grain that we just got out of our brew.
That's awesome.
We have those local sources, and then everything. All the recreational activities we want to do are in town. Like, we'll still go out and vacation elsewhere, but really we're kind of on a permanent vacation where I drive into town to mountain bike sometimes, because there's the local Emerald Mountain trails right there, or the ski mountain is in town as well. We're able to live and work in town and still do all this stuff, and have the connections that we have where people are coming into the Taproom. You see, you have 10 different conversations with the regulars coming in, and knowing everybody, and just it's awesome to keep those relationships. And so I guess it's the tight knit community that we have in Steamboat is one of a kind. So being able to maintain that and live in a place like this, I guess, is living a stout life.
I like it.
Yeah.
What's on your arm? The tattoo.
Oh, the tattoo.
I don't read that, whatever that is.
It's Elvish, and it was
Elvish?
It was a quote that my wife used in her wedding vows. It's a quote from Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
From Arwen, and speaking to Aragorn, and she says, "I would rather spend one lifetime with you than face all the ages of this earth alone." That's because elves are like immortal and men are not.
pretty cool quote. That's a really good quote.
Yeah.
I think that's a great one to end on right there. Cheers.
Yeah.
We have new conversations every week. Be sure to subscribe to Living a Stout Life so you don't miss out. Rob ends the conversation with a quote from The Lord of the Rings. We love quotes and would love to hear your favorite ones. Let us know in the comments below or by clicking the link in the description.
Okay. I mean, if it's German. Yeah. SCHWARZ.
Ooh, so that like comes in German, comes in. If you do Spaceballs.
Yeah. No T.
Is it the Schwarz be with you or is it the Schwartz be with you?
No, it's the Schwartz and Spaceballs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we had this, the canning line was set up here and we had a whole wall of barrels, most of which were empty. Right now we only have like 6 full barrels. And we moved all those next door for the time being, and it's just going to be an open concept now, I guess. Everything's always a little messy on canning days, but we don't have a silo or anything. That's something that'll happen probably within the next year. So this is our mill and grain system, and we're just doing it all by hand at the moment. Oh wow! Yeah. So we can mill in the night before a brew, which normally we'll do, so that we're not covered in dust all day doing. Right. So we'll usually brew or mill in the night before, and it hangs out in there, and then these auger systems go all the way over to that. We can actually go. Let's go this way.
Where does do you actually pour grain in here, or is there somewhere outside that? Oh, in here.
Yep. Yeah. So it goes.
So you have to pour bag by bag.
Bag by bag into
man.
here. Yeah, and right now that we have that space next door, we can store all of our grain pallets over there. But prior to that purchase, which just happened maybe a couple months ago, this whole room was just filled with pallets on pallets of grain. And it was
so now your next thing is you're waiting for the next purchase to be a grain silo, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
For your base malts,
I
at
think
least,
they're
right?
hoping to have it within the next year or so.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But
that'll be nice.
Yeah.
At least for base malts, right? You know.
Exactly. That'll be. And then all we'll be doing is throwing in a couple specialty malts and.
That's much easier.
Yeah.